Welcome back to the Mango Fox channel. How you doing? Come on in. Today we are talking about that time a Finnish developer cruelly included fearsome and hungry furries in their game. That's right, today we are looking at Fear and Hunger. Fear and Hunger is the cruelest roguelike you can play. Playing this game feels like taking Pokemon, Dark Souls, your favorite immersive sim, the dismemberment mechanic of Dead Space, and blending it together, only to play a lethal game of heads or tails. If this sounds like fun,
what is wrong with you?
You select one of four main characters. The knight hits hard and resists losing her limbs. The dark priest can summon undead allies and never touch grass. The mercenary can more easily escape from battle, and side note, despite having a wife, he canonically got smashed by this thing and lived. Truly a bottom moment. And lastly, there's the Outlander, picked by those who want the game to be harder than those abs. With your character selected, off you go into the dungeons of Fear and Hunger, or you can stand in the opening area and get torn apart by dogs. By the way, these are the cutest things you'll see in the whole game. So given that things are only gonna get worse, you might be asking yourself, why the hell are we going to a place called the Dungeons of Fear and Hunger? Simple. There's an important dude called the Guard trapped down there. The knight is very down bad for the dude. The mercenary was promised a lot of money to rescue him. The dark priest wants to study the chosen one, and the Outlander simply wants to tear him in half for revenge. Entering the dungeon, you can recruit other party members to join your team. Your epic team may include the other main characters, a little girl that I swear nothing bad will happen to, skeleton boys, a dog, and a floating head. Together, your party of four battle the beasts of the dungeon and learn that maybe the real dungeons are the limbs we lost along the way. Much like Minecraft, beds are your save points after you pass a coin toss. What happens if you fail that coin toss? Well, that save point breaks, and the game forces you into a fight. And like any RPG, those fights can give you status effects. These include poison, stun, debilitating phobias, broken bones, limb loss, more limb loss, even more limb loss, and losing all your limbs. Don't lose all your limbs. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Now, as horrible as all that sounds, it's not all bad. Some RPG games have one-shot attacks. Don't worry, Fear and Hunger has a lot of them, but it at least gives you a chance by asking you to flip a coin. Lose the coin toss and someone in your party gets one-tapped. If your character loses the coin toss, it's game over, and getting a game over sends you back to the last save point where you did not fail that coin toss. What was that? That was 3 hours ago? Oh well.
The first time this happened to me, I thought, wow, this broken game. I hate this.
Totally fair mechanics aside, it's time for furries. Furries inside sus dungeons go together like donuts and holes. So these dungeons are crawling with fluff balls that really want to split your characters in half, and not in a good way. Deep in the depths of the dungeon are two cults running around in animal masks. One of those cults worships the old god of destruction, Grogoroth. Grogoroth's followers are called the Wolf Masks. In the game, you find the Wolf Masks eating each other. Have you ever wanted to eat someone? Well, the game lets you put on a mask to do a little furry vor. Like in real life, you might dabble in this and come out just fine the first time. But if you get greedy and try it again, it's time for a coin toss. Failing this toss results in a vor addiction and an instant game over. On the other end, Sylvian is the old god of love and lust. And this ancient love god is really freaky. She outfreaks basically everyone. Sylvian wants people to love each other so hard they literally fuse together, becoming monstrous superhumans called marriages. So who are Sylvian's followers? Let me ask you something. Which animal is known for excessive breeding? No, it's not foxes. Shut up. Bunnies. It's bunnies. Sylvian's followers all adopted rabbit personas and spend every second loving each other. When you find them, you too can join in on the love. Just like the wolf masks, you're totally fine the first time you get freaky, but if you get too horny and want round 2, it's time for a coin toss. Failing that coin toss results in a snoo addiction and a game over. Moving on, I know Silent Hill's Pyramid Head made a lot of people act up. I also know Zelda's Cass made a lot of people act up too. If Cass and Pyramid Head had a baby, it would be the Crow Mauler, one of the most terrifying and hot enemies in the entire game.
Smash. Next question.
Not so fast, Wild.
Aww.
In Fear and Hunger, even though many enemies want your pussy, that does not include the Chad Crow Mauler. He's too busy speedrunning tragic hero lore to care about twinks. Before becoming the Crow Mauler, he was known as Captain Rudimir, and like any self-respecting crusader, he decided to throw hands with the dungeons. However, while in the depths of the dungeons, Captain Rudimir was driven to insanity, causing him to run deeper inside, wearing nothing but a loincloth. Eventually, he succumbed to the darkness and mutated into the Crow Mauler, truly the backstory of all time. In my headcanon, the Crow Mauler is out to get you because you slept in his bed without asking. Early on, you discover his bed, then you decide to sleep in that bed. Fun fact, this is the only safe save point in the whole game where you don't need to do a coin toss, but you just pissed off Daddy Crow. Because after this point, if you sleep in that same bed again, you flip a coin, lose, and now you fight the Crow Mauler instead of a random enemy. And believe me, you really don't want to fight him, which is very unfortunate because the Crow Mauler really wants to fight you. In fact, the Crow Mauler will start trying to jump you, appearing at random exits as he tries to catch you lacking. Given that everything in this dungeon is deadly, you might be tempted to try to fight him. Well, he's infamous for wiping out entire teams and completely ruining runs for a reason. His main attacks are Maul and Peck. With Maul, the Crow Mauler takes that massive arm shaft and breaks a party member's bones, which reduces their max HP. Pretty bad, but that's nothing compared to his other normal attack, Peck. Peck forces you to do a coin toss. Losing that coin toss is an instant kill, as the Crow Mauler basically goes,
"Oh whoa, notices your face?"
As if that wasn't bad enough, his special attack is Flock of Crows. You get another coin toss, and if you fail that one, he inflicts blindness, lowering your hit rate. But if he hits the player character directly, he blinds them. And now your playthrough looks like this. If this looks unplayable, it's because it is. Time to restart, and if regular Crow Mauler sounds way too easy for some reason, there's also a two-headed version on harder modes. And yes, both heads can use Peck. Moving on from the buff Crowman, I gotta say the obvious. Many games suck due to one simple fact. You cannot get a monster dog. In Fear and Hunger, that dog is called Moonless. Moonless is basically One Punch Man when it was good. She was so strong compared to the other dogs in her pack that she got thrown out of it, so now she roams the dungeons of Fear and Hunger searching for a new pack. When you find this being, you can do one of two things. If you fight and slay Moonless, you are a monster, and I'm coming for you. On the other hand, you can adopt her if you feed her 2 pieces of rotten meat, and now you have the goodest girl in all of Fear and Hunger. Adding her to your party is an excellent choice. She attacks automatically and gets 2 turns instead of 1. Her regular bite becomes Grimjaw, dealing 200 damage and has a 60% chance to cause bleed. But that's not all, because Moonless also might as well have a PhD. Why? Moonless can learn magic. This includes Black Orb, an attack that hits 3 times for 128 to 192 damage with a 95% hit rate. This means Moonless becomes an absolute powerhouse. In a game where you want to remove limbs before yours get removed, having a party member who can hit 2 to 6 times in a row is very good. Moonless is a very good girl. Next up is Pedophile Cat, Pocket Cat. Basically, the suspiciously wealthy furry who needs to get swatted so the FBI can check his hard drive. And might I add, he's always scratching his balls. Totally normal behavior. Shops in Fear and Hunger are extremely rare, but Pocket Cat is one of the most useful merchants, offering some of the best loot in the whole game. You could buy the Necromonicon, which teaches you necromancy, or you could get the Book of Enlightenment, which lets you save without a coin toss. But because this is Fear and Hunger, there has to be a catch, and here, that catch is the currency. Pocket Cat only trades in human children. The FBI really needs to check this guy's hard drive. Wait a minute, Mango, you might say. None of these are furries. So it's true. There are really no furries in Fear and Hunger. Or is there? Deep in the chasm in a forgotten city, you can find a very unique weapon hidden behind a locked door. Slicing off all your own limbs turns you into this guy, and is not recommended. Instead, summon some skeleton boys and sacrifice their limbs. Doing so opens a room, and inside of that room is a very special weapon, the Circle Spear. Yes, those circles. The item description says, a heavy throwing spear used by the Circle tribes in the northern parts of the western world. And now you might be asking, why in the world does Fear and Hunger have circles in it? The answer is actually kind of sweet. Way before Fear and Hunger really popped off, a YouTuber named Neko the Circle did a playthrough of it, and so the Circle Spear was included as a reference to the YouTuber. I even reached out to him directly and he confirmed that it was true, which is really cool if you ask me. But it does not stop there. In the second game, Mirror Heavenin, the creator of Fear and Hunger, took things a step further. This is Rancid the Circle, a mandatory boss filled with bloodlust. Although the creator explained that circles would technically not exist within Fear and Hunger without Fear and Hunger 1's Circle Spear, referencing Neko the Circle, he also explains that Rancid the Circle is his own thing apart from Neko. In a really cool interaction, if you ask Rancid what he is, he confirms that circles are indeed a race within the Fear and Hunger universe. You may also notice that this circle looks a bit different from the circles we know in the fandom. That's on purpose. You see, originally, the Fear and Hunger circles would have resembled the ones that we know, but Miro reached out to the village creators who invented the circle species, and respecting their wishes, he scrapped Rancid's earlier designs. You know what else is canon in the Fear and Hunger universe besides circles? Furries. Like actually just furries. In the second game, the player characters can be corrupted. Pocket Cat is the corrupting force behind the character Dan. And just look at this.
There never was a mess. It was all you, baby. The pointy ears, the fangs, the wide eyes. That is who you are. A dirty, degenerate furry.
So yeah, Fear and Hunger furries are canon. Now you might be wondering, what's the big deal about this game? I'd have to say it's the fact that this indie game blew up despite being so difficult. It was so stupidly cruel that by all accounts it should have failed. Instead, Neko the Circle picked it up, and then Super Eye Patch Wolf picked it up, and then Sea Dog VA picked it up, and then Pyrocynical made an 8-hour video about it, and rumors say that Wendigoon is making a video on the second game. Needless to say, this game succeeded despite its horrifying difficulty. Alright, that's good and all, but I know what you're all thinking. Is Fear and Hunger furry bait? Well, there's only one way to find out. Yep, furry bait. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you really like this video, consider becoming a Patreon or a channel member. Anyway, that's all for this video. Have a fantastic week and I will see you in the next one. Stay safe out there. Bye!